welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, November the 4th, 2019. I am Bhavin Oliver with the details. The National Schools Cooperative Thrift Program has amassed over EC $1.63 million jointly saved by over 12,000 of the nation's youth. This was pointed out today by Minister of National Mobilization Frederick Stevenson while addressing a Thanksgiving service at the Kingstown Seventh-day Adventist Church as part of activities to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the school's cooperative thrift program.
It shows that if we teach our children from a very early age to save, and when they leave school, some of these monies they spend when they leave primary school and they go into secondary school. At the end of the secondary school, they can be able to pay for the CSEC exams and have a start to go into community college. So some of you who are in the thrift program now can graduate into the various credit unions, whichever your parents would want to place you into, and so that you'd have a continuous saving over the length of your lifespan.
Minister Stevenson said that the 12,000 members of the school's cooperative thrift program are made up of 5 childhood educational institutions, 61 primary schools and 15 secondary schools, and it is his hope that more educational institutions can get on board.
Last month, on our records, there are 12,897 persons, children who are members of the school's cooperative thrift program. We have about 30,000 persons in school, and this is nearly half of the school's population on the thrift program. And as I said before, it is our hope that we'll see all the children in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as part of the thrift program. We have an average participation rate of just about 46%. And you heard me said before, I want to see it reach to 100%.
He said that members from the Cooperative and Community Development Department will be going to all schools, encouraging students to be part of the program, with the aim that 100% of the schools in SVG will be involved in the National Schools Cooperative Thrift Program by 2020.
It is our hope in the ministry that all educational institutions by next year would become members of the school's cooperative thrift program. And I know that the staff in the ministry and the cooperative division, they are going out tomorrow on a drive, and I would want to encourage all the schools so that they can have a teacher guide to assist with the program in all the schools, early childhood learning centers, primary and secondary schools in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
749 students who have successfully sat this year's CSEC and CAPE examinations, along with those who have earned an associate degree, will be presented with a $500 gift award for their performance this Friday. In a news release, the Ministry of Education said to be eligible for the award, CSEC students must have gained 5 passes, grade 1 to 3, including mathematics and English A. CAPE students must have gained passes in grade 1s to 4, and in at least 5 actually, and in at least 2 unit subjects, as well as in a single unit communication studies or Caribbean studies in 2 consecutive years. Students in the various associate degree programs must have gained at least a B- average. The ministry says the total number of recipients this year are categorized as such: 373 CSEC students, 222 CAPE students, and 154 with an associate degree. Recipients of the award are asked to present themselves at the Villa campus of the SVG Community College at 9 a.m. on Friday, November the 8th, with proof of identity bearing a photograph. Persons here who have been involved in technical vocational education training programs are being encouraged to soak up as much knowledge as possible to be able to grow and excel in their chosen field. This advice comes from Reverend Carlton Edwards as he addressed a Thanksgiving church service today at the New Testament Church of God at Wilson Hill to kickstart TVET month of activities. Delivering the exaltation, Reverend Edwards, who also serves as a TVET teacher at the Trimaka, Ontario Secondary School, said many persons have been able to earn a living using the knowledge gained through the various TVET programs. Using biblical inspiration, Edwards also encouraged TVET students to develop good work habits.
So the gentlemen, the two persons, the two servants, they put their talents to work and they were successful. And you know, one of the things about these folks is that they did it in the absence of the master. There are too many people who only want to work when their bosses are around. That's not good. That's not good for productivity. That's not good for improvement of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. People have to love what they're doing and to do it in the absence of their bosses. And to do it with the best of your ability. Are you understanding me? Listen to me, folks. Your work speak about you. So don't do no kaba mediocrity thing. No, try to be your best. Be excellent. Be good at what you're doing. Learn all you can. Develop all you can. Humble yourself. There are persons with the experience who know more than you, and they want to place a deposit within you that will help you for the future.
Many skills can be passed on from parent to child, and Edwards encouraged fathers to teach their children what they know so that they will be able to fend for themselves and develop a skill outside of the classroom setting.
Remember I told you I'm not really doing plans now, and the reason is I have another daughter. And I want to tell you fathers, please, you have your children, keep them under your wings. Teach them what you know, your skills, your abilities, your talents, your morals, communicate it to them. And she used to walk along with me to job plans. I taught how to use the computer, etc. At that time I had no formal training, but because of my passion, I was able to understand certain things, and I communicated that to her. And so what happened when people ask me, all I do, I take the information and I give it to her. And she does the drawing. I will look over and put in a little bit here and there. Not much, but she's better than I am. And I'm proud to see that, Mr. Johnson. I can't design like her. Am I making sense to you? Yes. I can't design like her. She has that endowment. The Lord gave it to me, and I give it to her. The Lord gave it to me, He gave it to her as well. And together we work as a team, not in competition, but complementing one another.
Deputy Chief Education Officer Dixon Finley said a lot of investment has been made to help promote and develop TVET programs in SVG. He noted that in the past many persons rejected such training, and he is happy that in recent times the mindset is changing.
There's an old saying that says, the stone that the builder refused shall become the head cornerstone. And a lot of persons were rejecting the TVET stone, and today it is the head cornerstone. And we have to be thankful because the Ministry of Education is investing a lot in TVET. It's an investment that the government is happy to do, and we are hoping that each and every one of us will get on the TVET bandwagon and let us ride to prosperity. Yes. It is important that we lift up our TVET teachers. We know what they are going through. Sometimes they have to take time out to convince the students that they should stay the course. And some persons, they still look down on TVET. And we have to change that mindset. We have to embrace TVET, and we have to, as I say in the Jamaican parlance, we have to big up TVET.
Vincentians are being encouraged to do as much research about breast cancer and other forms of cancer, and what they can do to minimize their chance of being diagnosed with these deadly diseases. This advice comes from psychologist Dr. Joselle Miller during a presentation recently held at a symposium hosted by the SVG Teachers Cooperative Credit Union to bring awareness to endometriosis and breast cancer.
Understand your condition. We have to stress this a lot. A lot of the times patients take it for granted that they need to read and research. You need to also do your part in understanding the illness that you are battling with. Ask questions. Some doctors, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with this, some doctors do not appreciate being questioned. And because of that, you find patients sometimes remain quiet and just simply move along. But it is your duty and it is your responsibility to ask what you do not understand. Ask them 101 times. If even their face look like when rain set up and cannot come, that is okay. Keep asking because you need to understand. You need to know your medication. Just as Dr. Hunt pointed out, sometimes we know the colors. We have heard this a lot. It's the yellow one and the orange one. Different companies, the same pill will have different presentations. So you need to know the names.
Dr. Miller said family members can play a crucial role in giving support to a person who is suffering with cancer. She said it is equally important for affected persons to reach out to family members and for them to respond to the call for help.
Times when they're not going to be paying attention, but you have to be at that place where you're going to say, I need you today. I need you by my side because I can't do this anymore. As it relates to some of these illnesses, sexuality and your feminine identity becomes an issue in relationships. And this is your intimate relationship. You have to let them be a part of the process, and men, you have to be willing to learn. So I'm glad that we had some questions here this evening about, some of the things to look for. You have to be a part of it, and not just simply be a part of it as if, sometimes people go through the motion of being obligated. So I'm only doing it because, it's my woman, it's my wife. But you're not really in it. You have to show persons the compassion. You have to show persons the empathy. You have to show persons that you really genuinely care about what they're going through. And you have to also position yourself that when they can't fight anymore, you have to be there to help them.
The psychologist said persons who are affected by various medical conditions may wish to feel a sense of normalcy, and they ought to be allowed to do routine tasks rather than to be ignored or treated as if they are incapable of helping themselves.
You have to also give them that time, give them their space. It is also useful that, not only in recognizing their integrity, but there are some patients as well that you need to give them a chance to make certain decisions about their own life, not about the illness, because sometimes some patients want to go back to normalcy. They want to still do stuff around the house, and then we are there all the time running behind them, preventing them from doing things, and then they begin feeling inept, like, okay, I need to feel normal again. So let them do dishes, let them do whatever, go in the garden, do whatever they need to do so that they can feel a sense of normalcy, and that helps with their resilience.
SVG is set to export a shipment of 100 heads of cattle and 400 pigs to Grenada on November 17, 2019. A news release from the OECS Communication Unit said the export, valued at $0.5 million, will be the largest single shipment of animals to be exported to Grenada from SVG. Since the establishment of the bilateral agri-export agreement between SVG and Grenada, over $10 million worth of products have reportedly been traded on the platform. The news release said the Minister of Agriculture, Subotu Caesar, welcomed the continued support from the government and people of Grenada and outlined plans for the deepened regional trade relationships. The Ministry of Agriculture is expected to obtain help from the government of Grenada before year-end regarding planting material for spices. Local farmers wishing to sell animals to Grenada are asked to take their information to the nearest agriculture station. Trade is an important tool used by many countries to facilitate growth and development, and senior government officials from across the region are in SVG to take part in a two-day workshop to discuss a range of issues ahead of the 12th session of the Ministerial Conference. The regional workshop opened today at the Beachcombers Hotel and is being hosted by the World Trade Organization Secretariat in collaboration with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Commission. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Sandy Peters-Phillips, said the economies of the Caribbean are weaker and more vulnerable to their developed counterparts, and that workshop is a timely one given the challenges faced by small island states such as SVG, and highlighted some of the outcomes she is expecting from the two-day workshop.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are currently experiencing a trade deficit in addition to the other factors, and we welcome very much this initiative. as it takes into consideration our present situation and seek to devise approaches which can help us to address the issue. In addition, this workshop will assist in the preparation for MC12 scheduled to take place in Kazakhstan in June next year. With this drop back in mind, I wish for 3 outcomes from this workshop. First, I hope that the participants, by the end of the meeting, will have a good understanding of the broad principles underpinning the multilateral trading system and the workings of the WTO, as well as salient aspects of the WTO negotiations. Such understanding can facilitate our work in building up the OECS community. Second, all participants should get the most out of this training by actively participating in the discussions and activities.
Regional cooperation on issues of trade could bring benefits to participating countries, and Peters Phillips highlighted 2 emerging sectors which require regional cooperation.
Stress the importance of this workshop for government officials. The knowledge that all of you will gain from this workshop should help you in a general understanding of the multilateral trade negotiations, as well as a better understanding of the multilateral trading system and its issues. This information will also be shared with the business community, as they too can support by providing inputs to government on issues and trade policies that affect businesses and trading opportunities. And third, your guidance on emerging issues such as e-commerce and more generally regulation of digital trade, a fast-growing sector which has the potential to benefit from a clear regional approach.
Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade, Sully Straker, said issues such as climate change can negatively impact the development of small island states and advocated for small island exceptionalism.
The time come for the small, vulnerable economies to be formalized as a new category in the WTO? These are some of the questions you need to keep at the forefront of your minds as you participate in this important workshop. The issue of perpetual vulnerability of the small and vulnerable economies, whose situation have been made worse by the effects of climate change, resulting in devastating hurricane and frequent floods, needs to be addressed urgently at the WTO. We believe that the time has come for small, vulnerable economies to be formalized as a new category in the WTO. And may I advance the thought advanced by our Prime Minister. We should probably be classified as small island exceptionalism.
A 3-day horticultural exhibition and tea party held under the patronage of Governor General Her Excellency Susan Duggan wrapped up on Sunday. The event, held under the theme Flowers and Flavors, formed part of the Renewal at 40's activities to celebrate this country's 40th independence anniversary. Governor General Her Excellency Susan Duggan said the event provided persons with the opportunity to know more about the unique varieties of flowers and other plant life which exists in the country.
Flowers is a celebration of the wonder of God's creation. The theme, Flowers and Flavors, was carefully selected and gave me a sense of pride, because we see the exquisite nature of what sometimes we take for granted. We have to thank Tamira Brown for coming up with the theme for the activity. Thank you, Tamira. And I must say the committee was a wide cross-section of the society. Young, not so young, old and elderly like myself. Now, today we have several local blends of beverages, and the plants will be available for purchase at the end of the exhibition.
The Governor General said the exhibition was timely given the thrust for a greener environment and a fight against climate change.
This Renewal at 40 is therefore a celebration of craft, bringing a gift of nature and using human imagination, and skills. These days, when we are also promoting cleaner environmental practices, our lush green vegetation is an invaluable resource. Low energy, low carbon, abundance of oxygen to purify our planet, versatile flowers, breathtaking gardens. Plant life is one of our most precious heritage.
Senior Forestry Supervisor Cornelius Richards said the exhibition gave persons the opportunity to highlight their horticultural skills and promote their business.
This, I think, is just the start of many similar events. Certainly, I would like to see that this event continue into the years to come and that it be strengthened to include more exhibitors, more professional persons involved in the planning and execution of this event. What this would do for Vincentian is to provide a platform where persons can come out and share, first of all, in the value of nature. You would be amazed to know the extent to which Vincentian keep lovely plants at their homes. And some have been brought out today to be shared by Vincentians. So that's one of the first things. Another objective really of future events would be to provide an opportunity for persons, for businesses to grow. Because plants that are here at Flavors and Flowers are also for sale. And we encourage business houses to come out to showcase the best of what they have to offer with the intention of making their business more profitable or bring their business more out in the eyes of Vincentians.
One of the newest initiatives on the Tourism Month calendar this year is Vinci Tourism Day, which will be observed on Friday, November the 8th. Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, Cecil Sess-McKee, is encouraging schools, business places and government departments to celebrate the occasion by creating an ambience depicting elements of ecotourism.
Tourism is one of our niche markets, and the Caribbean Tourism Organization has declared 2019 as the year of festivals. Hence our decision to highlight both on Vinci Tourism Day. Vinci Tourism Day is an opportunity for us to demonstrate our Vinci tourism pride, and we are hoping that this new initiative would be well supported. Festival tourism is a popular means of cultural consumption, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a delectable menu of festivals of various tastes and proportions. Vinci Mass continues to be one of the hottest items on the Caribbean summer calendar. 9 Mornings is a Christmas experience like no other. The Beckway Music Festival and Mustique Blues Fest are intimate and charming.
Minister McKee said for the 3rd consecutive year they are using the theme, Tourism is Everyone, Live It, Love It and Embrace It, to celebrate Tourism Month to emphasize the message that tourism is an industry that cannot thrive without a people-centered approach.
Hence, our team challenges every Vincentian to take ownership of the industry and to express that ownership in a personal, caring and responsible way. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a tourist destination, but it is firstly our home. We therefore have a responsibility to be the primary caretakers of our tourism product. We have to ensure that our home is in pristine shape and that we offer impeccable service to visitors when they come to our shores. It is for that reason that we continue to enforce, through the SVG Tourism Authority, the tourism service standards that aim for quality development and quality assurance of tourism services.
The minister said he is also looking forward to the activities in December, including the annual 9 Mornings Festival, which is expected to be bigger and better.
December is also going to be a very special month as we celebrate the unique Vincentian Festival, 9 mornings. Of course, we've added 9 nights to that event as well. And we also have the road tennis activities that take place within that period of time. So, as you can see, lots happening in the Ministry of Tourism, Sports and Culture, and indeed across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we look forward to the media helping us to promote what is going to happen for the month of November as we celebrate Tourism Month in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and across the region.